hope you're going to build a business. Know it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2%er Show, the real-time, real talk of the journey in business. What, decade or so? That technology is really replacing people all over the place, you know? So instead of her, like, for example, hiring a marketing firm or agency to do her social media, I mean, sure, she went to a couple workshops here and there and learned a little bit of the process to be able to do it on her own. But she did create an automated way of doing it, you know? And that's what we're talking about. Not that you're going to be the biggest multi-millionaire, billionaire, but do you have everything in place, or are you moving in that direction and putting things in place where you're not stressing out over your personal finances because your business is not bringing in those leads and clients as consistent as you wanted to? You know, that's one of the mistakes we made is we went, you know, full blown into the financial industry, starting our own office and all this stuff. And we just fell flat on our faces because we didn't have the system in place to get these leads, you know? Sure, when you work with a big company and they provide you the leads, it's
different.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah,
you know?
for the most part.
For the most part. But when it's flipped the other way around and now you're responsible for everything, that's when it becomes stressful.
Yeah, so you got to ask yourself and say, hey, look, Bobby, I want to have a business and I want it to be a huge business. You know, I want it to be every state or worldwide or whatever the case may be. Okay, well, in your mind, you have to have that end in mind and see what it's going to look like. So let's say it's just you. It's just you. You have to think, well, I'm going to have to think now and build this business right now as if it wasn't me. And it was like 40 stores, 40 locations, 40 outlets, whatever you want to call it, and build it that way. So, for example, if I'm a photographer, and I'm thinking that way. I'm taking the Gerber and understanding that the reason why I like to make a business of photography is because, one, I love photography, but two, I want it to be a way where I can create a life for myself, where eventually I don't have to be tied to it, where it will make me money if I'm working that day or not. So if I'm taking pictures and working weddings and doing all this kind of stuff that you have to do in the beginning, and what you got to work your ass off, and you got to do everything up front. But if I'm attending weddings and let's say I meet someone, they're like, oh, can you do my wedding? Yes, sure. Why can't I ask them, hey, do you know someone that also takes pictures? Or you know someone that also does, you know, that likes photography? Yeah. Why? Because now I can mentor that person to take pictures and maybe and give them a source of income for themselves. And now, while I'm one weekend taking pictures here, they're somewhere else taking pictures over there. At the same exact time, different location, same day. Oh, now I'm thinking like a business owner, not a technician. I'm thinking now I see it where I can develop multiple outlets or a system where I can keep track of these people, how to call them, keep where they're going. Hey, I need someone to be my booking agent. I don't want to be on the phone calling, trying to find clients. Maybe I need to, you know, have someone that's really good in sales.
Those of you that are struggling musicians, that's exactly what you need. That is part of your system. You need a person that is good at sales and that knows how to go out there and book events, you know, and the real ones out there are the ones that do not charge you anything up front. They're the ones that are confident enough in their skills. And I know this because, you know, I've met people like that. I've been in that industry where you want to work with someone who is more than happy to take a cut after they get you a booking, after you get that show. You know what I mean? You need a booking manager. You need a business manager, somebody to get you going in actual business because you're building a brand around you, you know, and your product is your art, your music, you know, but then you need the personnel to help you get it out there, you know.
Yeah, it's not just you have to learn all the different parts of what your business is, but you got to figure out, hey, what you're good at, what you're not good at, and start to staff those weaknesses and say, hey, I need help with this. And don't be afraid to take some of your profits to do that, because that's the only way you're going to grow and scale. That's what I mentioned before. If I quit my job and I dumped it and now I have to do this myself, most people don't make it out of that trap because now they have to sell and cut that hair every day, take those pictures every day, walk that dog every day, you know, whatever, every single day because their rent is due. You know, like one of the things that Gary Vaynerchuk talks about is keeping your expenses low. You know, he's always harping about that. And why do you need the biggest house? Why do you need, you know, these fancy clothes, these sneakers, these cars or whatever? You keep your expenses really low so you can sustain yourself and keep going in business. It's exactly what you should be doing. But now with that little income that you're making from your business that you're not spending stuff on, you need to figure out a way to take that and start growing yourself where it's not just you, and involving other people to help you in this business to grow it, to make it where it's going to work. You have to think, this thing has to work without me or not, whether I'm alive or dead or sick or hurt. I mean, like, doesn't Gerber talks about 3 different things, right? He mentions 3 different things in that book or in that video about business.
Yeah, so basically start out with a picture of what it would look like, a vision in your head when it's already done. The second one that he mentioned was a picture of how the people will look like, not just you, but the people you're going to surround yourself with in that business and plug into that business. And then the third thing was there's no difference from a big business and a small business, right? He said a big business is just a small business that did the right things.
That did the right things.
Right. And he's quoting, the founder of IBM, which for those of you that young bucks out there, is like IBM, the equivalent of what Google is now.
Yeah,
you know
back then.
It was like, back then it was like the conglomerate tech company.
Yeah.
When they interviewed this guy, the founder, Tom Watson, like he basically went through those 3 points, which Michael Gerber has been teaching on these 3 points for his whole career.
Let's break down those 3 points a little bit to get people to understand. So the first one was, what was the first one you said? Picture of what it would look like, a vision. So the E-myth is someone who does not have that. So he's saying the first thing is to have a vision of what is all said and done at the end, right in the beginning. You have to think of it how it's already done. I'll give you an example. So we want an office, like me and Jay want to have an office in a certain type of area and in a certain look. And one thing Gerber said was, it's premeditated what your business is going to look like. So I had drawn out a 3D model of what our office will look like, everything to the color of the wall, to where things are on the wall, to the entranceway, to everything, to where everyone's, to the conference room, everything, we had it laid out.
And I just want to add, and the fact that the company owns that building that we're going to do it. We own that building.
Correct.
Because then we're also going to use it to lease out office space and whatnot. You know what I mean?
So the vision, we know clearly what it's going to look like. So reality, basement studio.
Yeah.
2 microphones. Vision of what it will look like is huge building, 2 to 3 floors, all glass office, glass conference room, everything that exactly what the paint on the walls is going to look like. Everything laid out now. And where people are going to go, where the sales team is going to go, where the real estate section is going to go, where the marketing agent's part is going to go, everything laid out already, coming from now. It's already in our head. It's already been painted out. We already have it as a picture that we paid money to get it drawn out.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
Now, to most people, that's crazy.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Right.
What do you mean? You're literally, it's just 2 of you, or it's just you by yourself, or you've been in business for 20 years and you still never got any bigger than that. That's crazy. Listen, get away from me, Satan, kind of idea. That's what the 2%ers are here to do. To hear those things, for you to email us or here to send us messages saying, I got these people telling me this crap. That's all bull. You're doing what Michael Gerber said to build a huge business that works, because you need to know exactly what it is. Most people start their business, hey man, I'm cutting this hair, it's perfect. I'm in my room cutting hair, everyone loves it. I got these guys coming in, I got a couple clients every day. Great. What does your new place look like? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Right? Do you know how much it costs to rent the location? No. Do you know what the walls are going to look like? No. Do you know what kind of materials you're going to use? No. Like where I get my hair cut, love that place. Love it. I travel 45 minutes just to go there. Pay $11 in parking just to go there. Why? When I have one, there's thousands of them closer to me. Do you know why? Number one, I respect him because I've seen him grow 2 locations, right? Number 2 is that kind of environment that he built. It has a certain vibe. It has a certain look to it. He has it laid out where his barbers are there. There's always someone to check you in. He has everything laid out to the way he knew it was going to be. And he's done it twice already. And I respect that, and I follow it, and I'm a loyal patron of his place because of it, because he knows what he's doing. Now, guess what? Here's the thing that kills me. He's the best guy in there that cuts hair, the owner. He's never there. He's never there. I don't go to him anymore.
Right.
I used to go to him when he was just starting out. He was in his other person's place. I would go to him, best cutter there. He was the one, he was the technician. He would go out to these shows and do hair cutting shows and get awards. He would bring in the awards to this place. I'm like, oh, cool. None of the other barbers would do that. And he took that and he said, I'm going to open up my own place. And he did. Hired other barbers, right? They were okay barbers. They were great. But what he would do, he would train them to cut hair like he would and have the passion like he would. He would find them that liked how he wanted to cut hair. The second location, guess how they opened up the second location? The next barber in line, which I also go to now, was his protege, the next best barber. Is he 100% like the top barber? No. He's just as good, though. He's close. Mm-hmm. And he trained him and said, hey, guess what? I want to open up another barbershop. Let's go have on this, and we'll open up another location. And they did. And they both co-own this other location now. And now I still go to that other barber. I still never see the original one. But he's always there. The other guy's always there cutting hair. But now guess what? They probably want to open up a third location. And that's what they did. They had the vision in mind.
Yeah.
Now what's it like? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna just add. And some of you might be thinking, well, that's all great, but I don't have money to hire people and things like that, right? Or I'm just getting started and I don't have the money to start paying people and get a payroll going. We get you. We've been there. But the thing is, money is just money. If you have a clear vision of where you're going and you actually can sell some people on that vision, you actually could get people working for free for you. You know? Obviously, you're probably going to ask them to become more like partners or whatnot, and then they get the reward later. But there's so many ways to just go about doing business. It's not just you having to then have to pay employees, which probably be another talk, how to get people to work for you for free.
Step one,
right?
Step one, the vision. Like we just said. He said you have to have a picture in your mind of what it's already built. Like, hey, if I'm going to build a huge business, if I'm going to sell that to you, Jay, and I want you to join my business, right? What am I going to talk about? How hard it is? I'm going to tell you where I'm going, where this is going to be, and what you can do and be a part of this. And I'm going to have it laid out, everything, so you could see it. You could see what the place is going to look like. You could see everything. I don't care if I draw it on a piece of paper and say, hey, we're going to have this, and we're going to be a part of this. Do you want to be a part of this? I already know. It may sound weird and kind of corny to say, well, why would I have such a big vision? And people are going to tell me that's stupid. Yeah, they are, because they don't get it. Because they can't see it, because they're not trying to be this. Right. They're not trying to do that. But you are. And guess what? Most people, like us, we're looking for the ones, the rare few, the 2%ers that want to. And once you start sharing that vision to those, they're going to latch onto you. They're going to be a part of your cheer squad. They're going to want to be a part of it, or they're going to want, somehow to help you with whatever they got.
Right. Which may even be an investment into the business.
It could be anything. Investment in money, investment in time, investment in resources,
right.
Expertise. Of course, because they know they catch that. Entrepreneurs that really want to get their business, I believe that are really about business itself, want to help other businesses. Mm-hmm. They do. They want to lend it out. Half the time it's because of ego too. They build something strong and they feel that if you're coming to them for help, it strokes their ego. Of course, they're going to give you free advice. Take it, right? That you got to find it. You have to have the vision first, because if you don't, forget it. You're just going to be another little person by themselves cutting hair, walking dogs, just, selling insurance, making
hitting
beats, making
baseball.
Beats by yourself and trying to put it on SoundCloud and cross your fingers.
Exactly.
See what's going to come out of it.
You want to be your own social media manager.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you got the other person who's talking a big game, right? And they're doing the work, but they have a clear vision of what it's going to look like at the end. They're going to beat you every time.
Right.
The second thing that Gerber talks about that you need to is picture of how the people are going to look that are in your business. Whatever your business is, you want to have like-minded people in your business, You know what I mean? Like, for example, I'll give you an example. I'm just going to keep using the haircutting example, barber. Example. In where I go to get my haircut, the people that work for him, there's male and female, but all of them are young. They're artistic. They have their own little styles to each other. They're not all the same, but their own styles. So my barber, his barbershop, he doesn't have the old 80-year-old guy in the corner who's been doing bowl haircuts his whole life in his barbershop. Is there something wrong with the 80-year-old cutting hair? No, but he's not up to date in the styles. He's not what people want right now. So why would that barbershop owner hire that person? He's not in the same mindset or thought process to do that. That doesn't correlate with each other. You have to know, say, hey, look, my barbershop's going to look like this. I'm going to have these type of men and women. They're going to have this style to them, this look to them, this mindset. That's who I want. My business, my music business. All right, so I'm in the area of hip-hop and R&B, right? I want to build a business around hip-hop and R&B. Okay, so don't start collaborating with people that maybe they want to do all classical music and invite them to be in part of your business. It's not really going to work. Or the people that are going to work for you, what do you want them to look like? The sales team, you want to sell your record or sell your whatever, anything you want. Do you want the salespeople, hey, to have shiny suits? No, maybe you don't want to. Maybe your business doesn't involve that, right? If I'm in a business, I'm trying to sell financial services or something, maybe you want to have them in suits. I've seen two different types of businesses in finance. I've seen finances where people they're younger, they're more vibrant, and they don't wear the suits. I've seen ones that are old, and these guys, three-piece suits.
Who's wearing the suits is the older
right?
ones.
No matter what, they're wearing three-piece suits, and they feel that if you don't wear a three-piece suit, you're not a professional. Mm-hmm. I've seen someone who's wearing, the skinny jeans and or the skinny pants, but the skinny shirt, maybe not like baggy or like not crazy or anything, but guess what? Outselling them. Mm-hmm. Because they know that you have to have an idea. If you want to build a business, because from part one, it has to be a vision that's bigger than you. That's not just you working it day in and day out, day in and day out, day in by yourself. That you want to have a team. Yeah. Me and Jay, for example, we don't have the same style. I have style. He doesn't. But he's same mindset, same aspirations.
Are you talking about fashion style?
Same goal. Right? But we had the same, I want him around. We're good in business because we have the same mindset, and we could build off that, positives and negatives. That you need to have a picture of what your team is going to look like, because you cannot be there by yourself. You have to picture that everything has to be known around you. And the last thing, the third thing, it says that there's no difference between a big business and a small business. There's exactly the same. How do you start a big business? Small one first. It always has to be small.
It always starts in the drawing board.
Right?
It starts the same way.
Nobody's different.
It's just a matter of the founders. Are they thinking this is going to be the biggest company, or this is just a one-man show? Mm-hmm. It's the big difference, Because if you start out with thinking like this is the big company I always wanted to have, or this is going to be the biggest company in whatever industry you're thinking of, chances are you're going to work yourself backwards from there and have a better shot at succeeding. Is what Michael Gerber's point is that if you have that vision in place, not only are you going to have to do the day-to-day stuff, you still need clients, you still need to sell, but not only are you going to be working in your business, you're going to be working on your business. You're going to be putting in the pieces together for that business to be able to then run without you, which will eventually give you freedom.
Which is most of the time, I think, why people get into business anyway.
Because that's what they want is freedom.
You want the freedom. Freedom or money. Yeah. But in the end, we believe money just gives you the freedom. It's not really it.
Freedom you can
make millions of dollars and be a slave.
Yeah, that's true.
To your job or to your business. I don't want that crap, right? I want to be able to have time to spend time with my family, do things that I want to do, and a lot of it's business too, but where I have the choice. Hey, I could do this. I don't have to worry about money coming in or the business not working when it's not there. Like the one major example that he uses Michael Gerber uses is McDonald's. Ray Kroc didn't found McDonald's. McDonald's brothers created McDonald's, hence why it's called McDonald's. What they did was they found technicians. They knew how to make burgers, fries, and shakes fast. They created a system that's part of what Gerber's talking about. They created a system that can make these burgers come out, boom, boom, pump them out here and there quick, which at the time worked because they were coming back from the war. They were at home, stay-at-home moms. Everyone wanted to eat out now. It started to change. Now, they were excellent. Nobody had that system. Nobody could do it like these two guys did. What was their downfall? Ray Kroc comes in, who never flipped a burger in his life. He never touched it. He was an old guy. He was an older, was it 40 or 50-year-old guy?
He was like 52 or something like that.
52 or something. Not that 52 is
like
old. I'm saying he was older. Yeah, he was older. Never touched a burger. Wasn't even in the burger industry. Then what did he know? He said, wait a minute. If these guys had this system that's so good, why can't we make it bigger where it can be everywhere? The McDonald's brothers, where they lost it was they couldn't get out of the technician mentality. They thought nobody could run this by themselves like we do and do it as fast, because they tried it and they kept messing up. They tried to franchise it and all the franchisees screwed it up. They opened up a location, say, hey, this is your location, and then that operator decided to sell tacos in the freaking place instead of the burgers and fries and shakes, or change the style of the burger. And it messed up. And they said, well, only we could do it. We're just going to keep our 2 locations and get there. Nobody would know who McDonald's is right now. They would have got beat eventually. What did Ray Kroc know? Hey, easy. You have to make a system where these things come out the exact same every time. You did that with the burger machines and everything. But how do you get these people to do it? Very simple. Teach them how to do it and take it away from them if they don't do it the way you want to.
So for those of you maybe studying business right now in college, you're going to find out that it was called Hamburger University.
Yeah, Hamburger University. You have to go there. And here's the thing. You don't go there to learn how to flip hamburgers. You go there to learn how to hire and train the people to flip the burgers, manage the burgers, and run the location without you being there. They teach you how to do that. And they house you to do that. Because they know that if you want to get bigger and scale your business, you have to be able to be running in multiple locations, different time zones, whatever the case may be. And he points that out. This guy never flipped a burger, but he knew that you have to take a system, and he just made a bigger system out of it. You guys can run the burgers. Awesome. Guess what? You have to have multiple locations doing this. How are you going to do that? I'm going to train these people how to run your system. And then why do they want to do that? Because those people that run these McDonald's locations want to be in business. They don't want to work that business day in and day out. And they want to have a security or some kind of income source. So when they heard, wait a minute, I can learn this. You put me in school, train me, or whatever the case may be, and it'll run without me if I just teach you how to hire and train all these people. It'll work. Yes. And they paid them to do it. He sold them that dream, and he sold them that machine how to do that. Because he knew, like Gerber said, you can't be running this thing by yourself. And that small business, these 2 guys pumping out burgers, became a big one because there was another small location open up. Then another small location open up. Then another small location open up. Guess what? Now it's a freaking machine. And at the end of the day, it's not even about selling burgers. He created a franchise system and a real estate system out of it.
Yeah. He's even, and you can all look this up on YouTube and things like that, because they taught it out of business books as well. But when they asked him what business he was in front of college students, all the students there were thinking that he was in the burger business. In reality, he was in the real estate business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they own all the buildings that their McDonald's are in.
Right.
And the ground around it.
Right. It's just a different mindset, different way of looking at it. Hopefully that helps you out, with where you're thinking of going with your business. And if you have any comments, even questions, feel free to hit us up, on the comment section or on any of the social media
platforms. But definitely get that book. Go on YouTube, look at that audio, listen to it, digest it, get it down, because it's the key. If you're starting out, you need to understand that mentality. You need to understand that this could be bigger than what you even think, and don't think too small of yourself. And if you have that business now and you've been running that business for years, or you've been in business 2, 3, 5, 10 years and it still hasn't grown, you know something's wrong. But you know that, wait a minute, it's not you. You know that something that you can't get over the hurdle, and you're not going to go get back and get a job. You're not going to quit because you know business life is awesome. Guess what? I guarantee you, you read that book, you're going to be like, oh, damn, I'm committing some of those capital sins that he's talking about, and I'm not letting go. I want control of my business, yes, but I want control. You need to control it in a different way. It's organized chaos.
Top 10 business books, you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely up there.
It's probably number 1 or 2.
Number 1 or 2. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many great business books.
No,
but,
yeah, you're right.
But it's the basic. Books. It's like the core founding of like why people start their business and what they mess up. That's why I think it's like one of the top 2 or 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it up there. I would say like in the same league as Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
I mean, Rich Dad Poor Dad is hands down awesome book.
Right.
You have to. That's also about a mindset. But Gerber's, it's just a totally different animal where he's like, it's like time tested true. This is what's happening, and this is why your business doesn't grow. Because it never changes. It doesn't matter what economy you're in. It's always going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
He's talking about these years ago, and it's still the same exact thing.
The same
the numbers just changed.
Business. Yeah.
I'm telling you, that E-Myth, because it's all about the entrepreneur, the person who wants to start or wants to get their business growing. Basics of it. You got to watch it, listen to it, comment, let us know what you think about it. I mean, we don't make no money from Gerber. You know, we don't get paid from this guy or nothing like that. We just know that we want you to be successful. We want you to win. And we want you to grow. And we want to be there with you because we're doing the same exact thing day in and day out. Love you guys.